What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I am going to take you guys through a day in the life vlog of my life as an author and a business owner, and I am so excited for you guys to take a look behind the scenes where all the magic happens. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. There are a couple things going on today that I want to get done. I am working on some new products for the business and, mainly some accessories for the stuffed animals that I've been doing on the 3D printer. Hold on, I'll show you. So this was like a sample of the little doggy headphones that I was making for Wrigley. This is one of the main items I've been working on. It's not going to be in white final as its final form. It's actually going to be in purple, and I'll show you guys. I've gotten the first in color one printed out of the 3D printer to show you guys. So I'm going to be working on making some more of these today now that I've got a design that works and I've been making it work on the printer. So let me show you guys what I got. So this is what they look like in purple. I just got them printed off the 3D printer last night. I stayed up a little late because sometimes the printer takes a while. It takes like a couple hours to do each print. The princess crowns I made for Allie only take an hour a piece because they're a little smaller, but these, it takes about an hour to print each piece. So it's got the each earphone and the headphone band each take about an hour to print. So it's about a 3-hour print to do this. And one of my plans is I'm gonna paint these little paw prints on it, paint them white so that they stand out and have them be like a little pop of color. So I'm gonna be testing out with my acrylic paints on this to see how that works. Yeah, and I'm currently working on when I'm gonna release the accessories on the website as a thing you can get right now because I'm preparing for C2E2, which is like the Chicago Comic Con. I'm going to be exhibiting there at the end of the month with my business, so I want to have enough of these ready to show off there and to have available for people to buy if they want. So I've been working on finalizing the design for this and all of that. So we're going to print some more of these, and then I've been working on another 3D printed object, which is like a camera for Chewy to have, because in Smile Chewy, in his book, he learns to smile for the camera and have confidence in himself. So I'm working on a finalized design of that. I've had to do a lot of tweaking of the model that I made. So I made a model, and then there were a lot of things that I didn't like about the original one that I printed, so I had to change some things. Now, as I do the prints, it's very important for me to monitor them, and it's very easy for something to go wrong. I will give you an example. So yesterday, I was printing one of the pieces for one of these earphones, and look what happened. Look what we got. This is mom's spaghetti right here, okay? How did this happen? So sometimes on the 3D printer, you got the base, it prints the first layer first here, and then if for some reason it gets detached from the surface along the way, well, it keeps printing plastic and it has it knows where it's supposed to print it, but this piece got detached, so there's nothing for it to latch onto. So it starts to look like this and it becomes a huge hot mess. So I'm gonna make sure that that doesn't happen again today. Last night, Tyler re-leveled the printer bed, and we also started adding an extra layer at the bottom. So there's a few things that are gonna be helpful for that. So we're gonna get a few of those printing. Before I get too much into anything else, I wanna get another 3D print going. I wanna get a print of one of these paw print earphone pieces going because since they take a little while, it's always good to have that going in the background and then I can just stop and take a look and check in on it along the way. So let's get started on one of these. So here is the 3D printer. I absolutely love this machine. It took me a little while to learn how to use it, but now that I've been using it to make products, I just feel like anything's possible. Like the second I started printing the princess crowns a couple months ago on this printer, I was like, okay, like a whole world of possibilities has just opened up. So you see that there's like below the headphone, there's this little circular piece here. I started printing them with these on the bottom instead because you guys saw the spaghetti that I showed earlier, which happens when the piece gets loose from the printer surface. So this piece on the bottom here kind of helps it stay adhered to the surface while it continues to print on top. So now I gotta pop this piece off the bottom and get ready to print the next one. So it's 11 a.m. now. I'm done with my conference call and I'm finishing up my work emails. I decided I wanted some Cheez-Its while I do my next thing. So I have found that Cheez-Its and coffee actually go really well together, which sounds gross. And I even think it sounds gross, but like when I eat Cheez-Its and drink coffee, I'm just like, I'm in heaven right now. So I'm gonna have some coffee and Cheez-Its and I am gonna get another print going while I send out my emails for work. Let's do it. You guys know my house is a mess, but this right here is my fulfillment center. I know it looks like a mess, but I have dedicated this entire room here to fulfilling orders. So got stuffed animal boxes on stuffed animal boxes over here. A lot of my new book stock is actually still in the other room. It just came in, so I need to go get that. Over here is where I keep some of my display stuff. Like these are my weights. I use the weights to hold down these book racks. So these book racks are what I put my books on my table. I've got my cash box here. Stuffed animals are packaged up all around the room. Right now we're gonna package up an order for a Wrigley book and plush set. So here's what we do for that. Come over here to where I keep my boxes and packing supplies. So we're gonna use one of these boxes for this. These are my 14 by 10 by 8 boxes that I use for book and stuffed animal combinations. Alright, so here I've got my Wrigley plush and the box that I'm going to box her up in. I've got a copy of the book, Just Me Wrigley, right here. We're sending both of those out. Now, whenever I send out a book with the order, I always include a little handwritten note saying, like, thank you for supporting small businesses and don't forget to leave a review on Amazon and Goodreads. I also like to include these bookmarks. So you have adoption certificate and then book. And then our little plushie friend, Wrigley, she's going on top here. Wrigley is about to take a trip, go meet some new friends. This is going to be great. So she is in here with her cute little pink tongue. So this order is now all packaged up and ready to go. I am going to head over to the post office to ship orders out later today, but I wanted to kind of take you guys through that process. We'll head to the post office a little later. First, it's time to check on our 3D print. Alright, that's coming out really nice so far. I hope the audio is okay here, because I know that the 3D printer is kind of loud. So I hope that you guys can hear my voice okay with everything. So there it is. That's how it kind of prints. It prints one layer of plastic at a time. So it prints a layer in the shape that I designed. So right now we've got the circular headphone thing going on. It has a little paw print on top, as y'all have seen. So it's just going to keep on doing that for probably another 45 minutes or so, and then it should probably be done. This room is me and Tyler's workshop room. You may recognize this area over here because this is where I've done some of my doll modification videos in the past. I'm going to be working on another doll really soon. Right now Tyler's working on a bunch of things that he's making, so he's kind of got a bunch of stuff in the space. This is our workshop. This is where we create things. It's in our basement, and I'm super, super lucky. I feel like so fortunate to have a home where I can have like a maker space, and that Tyler can too, because we both create so many things. So that's gonna keep going, and we are gonna head back upstairs. I'm just double checking the measurements right now. These are calipers that you use to get the exact millimeter measurements to make sure that everything is kind of set up correctly. So we are going to do that, and I'm just going to double check the band size that it fits right in, because if you guys can see on the earphone pieces, I have a little hole that I made in the model where that's where the headphone band slides in, and it fits actually really, really nicely so that I actually don't have to glue it. It slides in and fits in there perfectly and stays there, which is awesome. Because while it would be fun to super glue it, as we know, Wrigley has a really big head on her stuffed animal, so having the option to remove it to slide it on her could be helpful in case like anyone's having difficulty getting it around her neck, which you really don't. Like, this slides onto her pretty easily too, but I feel like it's just good to have the option. So I'm gonna get another one of those printed. If I have time later today, I'll start getting out the acrylic paints and painting the paw prints white. I'm not sure on that yet, but we will see. So I am back in the workshop now. Over there, the headphone band is currently printing. So I decided I'm gonna test out what it looks like to paint over the paw print and make it a different color, see how well my acrylic paint adheres to the plastic, see how long it takes to dry, just kind of do a test run of all of that. So for that, I am using this one. So this is one that actually turned out too big. I had messed up on the sizing of this when I scaled the model on the computer. So I was originally trying out a few different sizes for my different samples, and this one came out too big, so I can't actually use it. The headphone doesn't fit, the headphone band doesn't fit in here properly, and it's just all around too big. It takes too long to print, it uses up too much plastic, so not going with this size anymore. So I have no use for this other than I guess I could use it as a stamp, which I still might do, but I'm also going to use it to test out the paint and how that looks. Now, I had thought of using white originally, but then I found this yellow color of acrylic paint that I had, and Wrigley's colors, she has like a bright blue, a purple, and a yellow. That's kind of her color scheme, and I had originally considered printing the headphones entirely in yellow plastic, but I thought completely yellow headphones might be a bit much, so I'm thinking having the yellow accent for the paw print might actually look really good. If it doesn't, then I'll do it in white instead, but I wanted to at least try it in yellow. So I've got my paint brushes, I've got this tray that I'm going to use, and let's see how it turns out. I actually love how this turned out. I think the yellow does such a nice pop on top of the purple. I think it looks really good, and it really emphasizes the cute paw print shape that we have. So I think I'm actually going to go with yellow paint for this. I'm going to have to try, I'm going to wait and see how it dries, and then I'm going to have to try it on the full set to see how the full set of headphones looks with the yellow paint. But I think this is a lot more fun than the white, actually, so I'm excited for this. Wrigley's a very colorful, very excited, happy dog all the time, so having the bright yellow I think just fits really well with her personality, and it pops against the purple really nice since yellow and purple are complementary. So I think this works pretty well. I'm gonna give this some time to dry and then come back to this, since my print is still going of the headphone band, In a few minutes, I'm going to take Chewy on a walk. We might head up to the lake. I don't know. We'll see how much time we have. And then when we come back, we are going to, well, I'm going to take the orders to the post office. I can't take Chewy into the post office, unfortunately. Oh yes, this looks so good. So here we go. We've got the headphone band right here, and underneath we've got this extra layer that keeps it stuck to the surface so that it doesn't slide off and create spaghetti. So here's the new completed headphone set, although it's not painted yet. I'm going to paint the yellow on it later after that one's dried, so I know like how many coats I need to do and all of that. We've got 2 of these sets done today, which I'm really excited about. Hey, so it's evening time now. I am mostly done with the prints I'm going to do today, though I'm going to keep running them in the background as I do more things. I got these mint Oreos, so I'm going to eat these while I work on some other stuff. I think for a little while I'm going to get out my planner and kind of work on planning some things, writing some to-do lists for the week, because I had my to-do list for today in my head, but I need to write it out for the rest of the week. Today is Wednesday. Chewy and I just ran about a mile together around the city. It was nice. We didn't go all the way up to the lake today because it's kind of cold. It's like 30 degrees out. So it'd be too cold to go up to the lake. So we did that. I just came home and did some of my exercise. It's time to head downstairs real quick, check on the print, do some more stuff down there as well as up here. Let's do it. Alright, so this paw print earphone is complete. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off of the printer. I am going to start another print because it's always good to have one going in the background. Okay, so let's see. Get another print of the same thing going, and then I'm going to take this over here. So I have a bunch of these I need to sand and paint. This one has 2 coats. I might add a 3rd coat of paint to it because it's a little bit uneven right now. Got my paint over here, got these here. So I've got this sander. I've been sanding them first because if you guys can see the way it prints, it's kind of ridged, which is not a problem. Like I painted one with ridges here and you can't really see it that much through the paint. But I figured it's just better to get it going with a smoother surface, even though the sanding does take a little bit of extra work. But if you can see right here, the paint chips off a little easier when it's not sanded. So just so the paint holds really tight, I'm going to do some of that. I'm considering sealing it with sealant. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use sealant or not on this. I've got to look more into that because I don't use sealant very often, so it's not something I'm as familiar with. But let's get these sanded and painted. I have more upstairs that I need to do also, but I thought it would be fun to do a few on camera for you guys. Alright, so this is the first coat. It looks super uneven, but that's okay because the first coat always looks bad. I usually put like 3 coats of paint on these to kind of even it out over time. So I'll smooth it out a little bit, and then we will let this one dry and move on to another one. See, look how much smoother it looks after the third coat of paint. So much nicer. So I'm going to leave these out to dry for a little bit and then come back to those later on. Cool. And once those are dry, I'm going to try them on a full headset and see how that looks. In the meantime, it looks like the next print is starting. Good morning. What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I am so tired this morning, so I'm just gonna wear the exact same clothes that I wore to sleep in. So let's get the day started. There's a lot of stuff to accomplish today. I'm gonna be making some coffee. I've got a lot to accomplish today, starting with a conference call for work. Then I'm probably gonna hop on the live stream and do some social media promotion stuff. I've got a lot of copy to write for social media, a lot of things to plan, but the biggest thing I'm going to be doing today and tomorrow is preparing for C2E2, which is Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, or like the Chicago version of Comic-Con. We're preparing for that to exhibit there for the first time with my small business, Forever Home Friends. So there's a lot to accomplish. Let's get it done. I got off the phone with my mom a second ago, and we kind of discussed some details of the display, some additional things we might be ordering structurally for that, or some things we're doing. So tomorrow, which will be today for you guys because this is all in one video, you will get to see me head over to my mom's house and work on the display there, where we're actually going to set it up and get everything, like doing a practice run of how it's going to look. So I'm so excited to get the display complete. So it's pretty late now. I'm gonna head to bed because tomorrow I've got another really busy day, so I will see you then. thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in checking out Forever Home Friends, my small business that I'm preparing to exhibit, you can check out foreverhomefriends.com, also linked in the description below. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know what you thought of everything in the comments below. I'll see y'all again soon, but in the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses. Bye, everyone.